And a good Tuesday afternoon to you. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley here, giving you an update on our weather situation. We are watching, of course, a whole lot of cold rain moving across the area, and it took a long time today before it finally moved in. The fact that that kind of delayed a little bit saved us from any winter weather problems earlier this morning, and that's pretty good news as we still go through the rest of this event, which is going to continue through tonight into tomorrow. There is still some small chance we could have a little iciness that develops, and we're mostly looking at tonight into early Wednesday morning for that to occur. This is our News 2 weather alert. It goes through tomorrow evening. Why? Well, we're going to get a lot of cold rain across the area. So at minimum, it's going to be inconvenient. It's going to be kind of miserable out there. It's already developed that way this afternoon. But there is still that low risk of some freezing rain, especially for our northern counties that we'll want to be alert for. Watch out for a couple slick bridges, maybe some sidewalks, railings, the back deck, things like that around your home, stuff to watch out for. And make sure you have your best rain gear and take it slow. Puddles will be on the roadways. Some ponding of water. There's always the risk of hydroplaning in weather like this as well. I want to step out of the way and give you a look at our sky camera network. Again, this is around 3 o'clock on your Tuesday afternoon, and what you'll find is that the clouds are really thick. We've had that steady rain finally start to arrive as well, and at this point it's just bitter cold. Their temperatures are only in the 30s. Here's a live view of Greensboro on a little bit of a closer view. You'll notice those raindrops, which have occasionally been mixing with some sleet. Not any big problem. It's not causing any issues, but a few people have noted that, and we've seen some videos of that as well. But again, mostly rain out there. Temperatures are tough. It's 34 degrees with rain right now. Our wind is coming in out of the northeast, which is helping to keep us pretty chilly through this event. The dew point temperature, pretty important when we're talking about freezing rain potential. Right now, the dew point is 31. If it gets to 32 or especially 33, we're not going to have any freezing rain because the dew point can never warm above the temperature. So as long as it's right around freezing, we're not going to get colder than that, which would be good news. Just look at all the rain we have left to go with this system, though. We're only at the very beginning on the front end here in the Piedmont. There's snow in Virginia, but you look at all this rainfall back to Houston, Texas. We have to deal with this the rest of the day today, throughout tomorrow, and even until Thursday morning before we're totally done with the rainfall. Switching our radar to winter mode, and you kind of get a better idea of what's falling and where. Look at the legend. Rain, sleet, snow, and freezing rain are indicated here by these colors. For example, the darker blues and the brighter whites, that's snow. Heavier snow indicated by those blues right there throughout northern Virginia. Places like Fredericksburg getting a good amount of snow right now. The purplish colors right there near the Virginia border indicate some sleet falling as we speak. And of course, here locally, we have more along the rain side of things. That's what's building in Tennessee. We'll still see more of that coming our way. And that's what we found across much of the Triad. A little bit of sleet mixing in with this rain, but primarily it is just rain for our afternoon on this Tuesday. And it looks to continue fairly steadily. There will be some breaks on occasion, but more or less we are stuck with what we have. And you can see right now coming down pretty heavily too, those yellows indicating more of a moderate rain across parts of Guilford County. Now, throughout this point, we do still have a winter weather advisory. That's what's indicated by the purple shade on these counties. Pretty much anybody north of I-40 through tonight into tomorrow morning, there's at least a chance there could be some brief freezing rain that could lay a light coating of glaze on trees, power lines, the roof of your car, or maybe on some bridges. So again, probably just the northern halves of our Guilford and Forsyth County and Alamance counties, but overall low risk. Farther north you go, the better chance of having some of that freezing rain, of course. Winter storm warning still continues for southern Virginia. On our Futurecast, this is the storm setup, and the whole reason we've been talking about this in the first place with any mixing potential is because of that cold high pressure up to the north. That's been bringing in that northeast wind, allowing it to get cold around here. Remember, we've been very warm. Today we finally got cold because that northeast wind is sailing down the coast. Now, our Futurecast continues to keep a lot of rain in the area. This will be around 8 o'clock tonight. Notice the pinkish shade. That indicates freezing rain potential from central Virginia into the North Carolina mountains through this late night hour. Snow continuing up for D.C., Baltimore, places like that up in the northeast and the mid-Atlantic. Our rain will continue tomorrow, but there will be gaps in the action as well. Notice our temperatures still stuck stubbornly stubbornly right there into low to mid 30s. The last batch of rain with this event, that would be early Thursday. This is around midnight tomorrow night into early Thursday morning. Notice most of that rain should be done for us by around 10 a.m. The nice thing is that Thursday afternoon, we should be able to pop some sunshine and actually get a little bit of warmth out there too, with temperatures popping up into the 50s. So just to kind of summarize where we are and where we're going still, we're going to continue to find a cold rain with this event for pretty much all of us. However, there is still a chance of some freezing rain north of I-40 tonight for anybody that cools down to 32 or a little bit cooler than 32. That means we can't totally rule out some slick spots on bridges and overpasses. The roads should be mostly fine. Sidewalks, railings, things like that could be slick, so look and test before you step. A lot of people slip and fall in this kind of weather. Cold rain will continue not just through tomorrow, but all the way through Thursday morning. Let's take a closer view on a different model. This is for tonight, of course, getting into the midnight hour. This model keeps most of the freezing rain north of the Virginia border, and it keeps a very steady rain too across our North Carolina regions. For the Triad all the way to Raleigh, a lot of this rain kind of adding up. Upwards of 1 inch of rain is possible. And then it kind of refuels a lot of this tomorrow afternoon, finally finishing up by Thursday morning, as we said. And Thursday, by the way, that should be the heaviest rain that we see with this event. Thursday morning, really a mess for the morning commute. A lot of water out there, but it will be ending, and then we have a pretty nice Thursday afternoon to work with as we get toward the end of the week. Putting these temperatures on there for you, this is our News 2 Futurecast. Notice right around freezing or just below it for our northernmost counties. That is what could allow for some ice to build up as we get toward the midnight hour. This takes us through early Wednesday morning. Temperatures will rise throughout the day tomorrow, so we're not worried about winter weather after about 9 a.m. on Wednesday. That should be fine at that point, but the rain does continue, as we said, all the way through early Thursday, and then we're warming up nicely by the end of it. Any risk of freezing rain? Who could see what? What are the areas at most risk? Well, comes as no surprise, the farther north you go, the better chance of some freezing rain. Across the Triad, again, may see any areas north of I-85 or north of I-40. It's possible to see about a glaze, maybe a little bit more than that, but I wouldn't expect much more than that at all. Near the Virginia border, though, Wilkes County, Surry County, Stokes, up to Rockingham, maybe as much as 1/10 of an inch of ice. That's possible as you get a little bit colder, and more than that in the North Carolina mountains and parts of southern Virginia. Anyone that's cold, you're going to have those issues with icing, of course, with this system. Here's an updated timeline for you as we go through this evening. Cold rain for pretty much all of us. The roads, I don't expect them to be an issue. You are good to go for this evening. But overnight, once we get past darkness, that's when we should start to watch that 32-degree line a little bit more carefully. Some icing will be possible to the northern counties. Wednesday for the morning, watch for the slick spots. The rain is going to continue. And then daytime Wednesday, we can relax a little bit, but it is still going to be a cold rain across the area. Let's talk about the future here as we go through the rest of the week. Looking dry for Thursday afternoon, dry for Valentine's Day on your Friday, but Saturday does look pretty gloomy to me. We'll have clouds around the area most of the time, and then some showers and rain pushing in for Saturday afternoon. It'll be kind of just a messy sort of day. On Sunday, showers actually could mix with thunderstorms early in the morning, and then we'll dry out a bit for Sunday evening. The North Carolina mountains will get some snow there for Sunday. On Tuesday, we'll be dry early next week, but we could have another winter weather system to watch by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. That's 8 to 9 days away. It's not really worth talking about right now, but we'll keep you posted as we get a little bit closer. As far as rainfall, we talked about how much rain we're getting with this system. It's actually pretty impressive. Rain totals over the next week of weather should be in that 2 to 3 inch range. Remember, we have this system through Thursday, but then more rain over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and then we could have some more precipitation next week as well. Not all bad news on that front, by the way. We have been in a bit of a drought. It would be nice to help to kind of alleviate those drought concerns, and I think we'll be able to do that with what we're getting over the next week. Forecast. We have our News 2 weather alert through tomorrow. Why? Well, you could still have some iciness mixing in with the rain. In fact, we're going to see that rain continuing probably on the heavy side through early Thursday morning. Most of that will be over with once we get to Thursday afternoon with some sunshine popping out. Friday, it's sunny, it's cool, it's in the 40s. That will be your Valentine's Day. Watching the weekend for some rain on Saturday and some rain and thunderstorms Sunday morning before drying out Sunday afternoon. We'll continue to have more updates. You can catch our live newscast 4 to 6:30 this afternoon.